All right. Can everybody see me and hear me? I believe we're live. I think we are live. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. So, not expecting a huge turnout here, but I do want to go ahead and do the mock draft party because people do tend to like that. And it's not going to take that long because we don't have a lot of picks. All right, Ganashian. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but thank you. Welcome. Oop, welcome. All right, I'm going to let people gather up for another minute or two. But yeah, basically, we're just going to go through a bunch of mock draft simulators and see what kind of results we can come up with. So how's everybody doing tonight? I just finished watching a movie. I was going to do this a little earlier, but I wanted to finish the movie, so pushed it back. Figured it didn't matter that much. Hey, Perch. Hey, Tyler. How you doing? Hey, Tags. How you doing? Okay, so let's go ahead and get underway here. So again, we're going to be going through things pretty quickly this year. And one thing to keep in mind, we only have we only have the 4 picks. So each mock is only going to take a little bit of time. So we may be able to find other mock draft simulators that are good in case I didn't use them. So this is the NFL mock draft database. Let's go ahead with full 7 rounds. Pre-draft, let's go with the expert board. And let's go normal because I'm not going to be looking to trade up really. So that's one thing that's nice. I can just start the draft and I don't have to worry about trading up because we know we're not trading up for anything, I think. Like the only way we trade up would be if like Mansour Delane or something was there at 13 or, well, no, not 13, but like 16 or 17. Okay, Mendoza, Reese, Mauigoa, Love, Styles, Tate, da. Wow, Ruben Bain fell to the Panthers. That actually seems believable right now. Whoa, the Niners got Sadiq. That hurts. All right, we are on the clock. So, let's take a look at the best players available. Denzel Boston. Not doing that. Blake Miller's interesting as a right guard, but I think he's a tackle. I think he should be allowed to play tackle. So, I'm not going there. Although I do really like Blake Miller, and I think he could maybe play right guard. Peter Woods. Yeah, Peter Woods. I think we can do better. Caden McDonald. We're going to come back to that one. Holton Hood. That's a little bit sexy. DJ Allen. Chris Johnson. Caleb Banks. Chase Bizontis. Okay, and Jadarian Price is, of course, still here. Brandon Cisse, he likes me on X. He's liked some of my tweets. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start off with one of my favorites. I'm going with Chris Johnson. We're going to start the day off right. Chris Johnson of San Diego State. I think he's a better fit than Colton Hood. Colton Hood may be a better prospect. I don't know. But Chris Johnson to me is the perfect fit. So we're going there. And then we are going to pause and think about things for a second here. Okay, well, we're not going to trade up this tall. So I'll let the draft run for a little bit here. There went Cisse. Boston went. So once we get to around like 55, we can at least ponder the possibility of a trade up. Although I doubt we end up doing it. But let's take a look here. So we're at 55 here. Chase, no, he's a left guard. Caleb Banks is too risky, although there is some appealing upside there. Jacob Rodriguez, I don't think he's a fit for what we do. Jadarian Price, though, we're definitely at the point of the draft where I would pretty easily take Jadarian Price and feel okay about it. Anthony Hill, though, Rutledge is kind of interesting, but I'm not going to take him yet. Mike Washington, love him. So let's come back to that. Let's let it run for a little bit longer. Zontis, Banks, Rodriguez, Price. Yeah, okay, Price went to the Niners. So let's take a look and see. Anthony Hill, I probably have to trade up now. The Bears are going to take Anthony Hill if I don't. So I'm thinking maybe I trade up here because let's say it just kind of goes chalk here. We get Pawns, Rutledge. Then what do I do at 60? Or do I take Dunker or Washington? That might be better than trading up a little bit for Hill. That's kind of my feeling right now. Okay, let's go with it. Orange, Tiernan, Claire. Ooh, I got sniped on Hill by 1 pick. No, I'm not going to do this trade. Although this is an interesting trade here, I'm not going to do it because it destroys the fun of this mock. Okay, so we did miss out on Hill by 1 pick, which is not, I'm not going to get too upset about it, but here's what I'm thinking, guys. So you've got Dunker and you've got Mike Washington. I think that's the decision tree here. We either get Dunker and then we have an immediate upgrade. Well, maybe not, but we have a right guard of the future. And then we got Mike Washington, who would be an immediate starter at running back, I think, and is incredibly talented, but is also, there are problems there, right? I think we all know. Very unique player, and not everything about that is necessarily a pure positive. Okay. So let's think about this for a second here. I kind of want to go Washington because I think running back is more important. And Washington to me has higher upside. But Dunker in the second, at the back end of the second, is kind of incredible. And that's tough to pass up. Because he was supposed to be a first-round pick not that long ago. I don't know, man. This is actually really tough. That Dunker, Washington, I think Dunker's probably a better player. I'll go with Dunker. All right. Okay, now we pick again at the back end of the third. I don't really have picks to trade up at this point. Like my 6th round pick is not going to allow me to trade up meaningfully, so I'm not even going to think about that at this point. Oh, Washington went there. Actually, I could have traded up like 10 spots with a future pick to get Washington. Okay, now we have our 3rd round pick, and I'm not going to do the trade down because I don't want to trade for 2027 picks because they don't do anything for me in the context of this mock. Okay, so now we're here in round 3, pick 96. Fields, no. I mean, it's good value, I guess. Skylar Bell, no. Oscar Delp, Garrett Nussmeier. Sam Hecht is kind of interesting as like a center, but I already took Dunker. Wheatley might be the guy. Let's circle back on Wheatley here. Safety. I think he's worthy of a 3rd round pick. But positionally, we need Jonah Coleman, right? Because we didn't take a running back yet. Coleman's interesting. My issue is that I think he is a flawed player in ways that some people aren't fully seeing right now because we need a running back. So people are overlooking that. Wow. Okay, I think it's between Wheatley or Jonah Coleman. I don't know. You guys in the chat, let me know what you think. Wheatley or Coleman. I think Wheatley's probably a better player, but Coleman would make more meaningful contributions now, I think. I kind of want to go Coleman, but that betrays my BPA strategy. But in this draft, BPA may not matter that much. I'll go Coleman. And now we're just going to chill for a while. This is going to take a minute. So we got Chris Johnson, we got Gennings Dunker, we got Jonah Coleman. That would be a pretty exciting mock, I think. I'd be pretty happy about that. Man, this is going to take all day. We're going to be here all day watching these picks scroll by. Oh, when I alt-tab, it stops showing on screen. Sorry about that, guys. Not that it really matters, because we're still not up for another 25 picks. And I'm not even going to think about trading up here, because it wouldn't make sense. Okay, so Halen Green, the super athlete, is available. Anthony Lucas, wasn't a big fan, but 6th round pick would be good. Tim Keenan's worth a 6th round pick as a nose tackle. Charles Demings is fun, but I don't need a corner. Nick Barrett, no. Brailsford as a pure zone center could work, but I already took Dunker. I would take Claiborne, but I already took Coleman. I don't need it. I don't like these edges that are left is the thing. Part of me wants to take Halen Green just as an athlete and move him to wide receiver or something because he's such a freak. Jacoby Thomas, that might be the pick. Nadami Tucker, kind of interesting. Ooh, you know what? I kind of want to go Jack Kelly here because I think he's going to be a hybrid. He can play linebacker and edge. Oh, no. I'm a big Tyreek Sapp guy. I think I'm going to take Tyreek Sapp, actually. Shoot, okay. You know what? This is pretty darn close to my dream mock. This is pretty close to exactly what I'm hoping we can dial up over the next few days. So we're going to get started on the right foot here. Is the Navy guy there? No, he was gone. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let this sim out and look at our grades, man. We did good. A, B plus, A. Yeah, I think Tyreek Sapp could be really fun. I'm a fan of that guy. Okay, so yeah, Chris Johnson, Gennings Dunker, Jonah Coleman, Tyreek Sapp. That is really, really good. I would love that. Okay, so that is mock number 1. Let me know what you guys think about it in the chat here real quick. Okay, so now we're going to go over to PFN. And this is the one that a lot of people say is the best mock. We're going to go fast. I'm going to use PFSN Big Board just so we get something a little bit different. A lot of people say this is the best mock draft simulator. So we'll see. Okay, so again, we're not thinking about trading up, so we can blow through this. The Bears are offering me 2 seconds and a future third. That's not bad, but I don't like trading for future picks. I don't like doing that because I know that it's not going to be valuable for this simulation, right? Okay, so looking at what's here, Caden McDonald is probably the best player. Cissay's fun. CJ Allen would be all right. Terrell, wow, interesting, unique. Chris Johnson's here. Hey, Brian Myers, what's up? How you doing? I think we're going to go with Caden McDonald this time. I think we're going to go with Caden McDonald. Let's mix it up a little bit. I like that one a lot. And now, okay, is there any reason? Oh, I missed out on 3 really interesting guys here. Look, Anthony Hill, Bucks, Jennings Dunker, Texans, Mike Washington, Bears. That might have been the spot for me to trade up. I don't really want to trade up here if I can help it, but that would have been difficult to stay away from. Do I want to trade up? I kind of want to trade up with New England and get Malachi Lawrence. Yeah, Cisse was there. We'll probably take him before the night's over. Ashius Howell fell. Dang. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'll throw in my 6th round. You know what? No, Lawrence went to the... Okay, good thing I didn't do it then, actually. If I had done it, I still would have missed out on the guy that I was looking at. Okay, so I can move back 13 spots and pick up a 4th rounder. I may do that because I'm not loving anything I see over here, honestly. Let me take a look here. Well, Jadarian Price, maybe, but... I don't know, man. I just find him to be so boring, but... Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't like these corners that much. Like, Stukes is probably a safety. Neal is a 3rd rounder to me. Yeah, I don't like any of these corners. I don't... Well, Cassius Howell would be good value, but he doesn't fit. Maybe Denise Sutton? I kind of want to take that trade. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this trade, guys. And then hope there's still something good when we come up here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Caleb Banks is still there at 77. I can't take him, but that's interesting. Oh, I am not loving this board at all. Oh, man. Ooh, Denise Sutton. If Denise Sutton's there in the middle of the 3rd, I think that's the play. I really like him in this defense. So I'm going to go with Denise Sutton. And then we pick again coming up here. No, I don't want your future picks. Go away. Okay, so we need corner, we need running back, maybe safety. But I don't like the way this corner class is breaking out at all. So what I'm going to do... Patron Allen, I don't know, he's like a power back. That's the issue I have there. Patron Allen's a power back. We don't need that. Otherwise, I would probably do that. Corner. Is there anything I like at corner at this point? Tacario Davis? Maybe. Oh, you know what? Let's just go Dalen Everett. Hell yeah. Oh, that's actually a home run. And then we're picking again in the 4th, so we can still actually maybe do something decent here. Yeah, there's not really much left in the running back class. So we might just not get a running back in this draft, unfortunately. But, oh man, I'm not in love with any of this. Chandler Rivers is good, but he's a slot corner. Matt Golban, future center. No. Maybe Demings. I think Demings might actually be the play here. He's got real potential. He's a good athlete. The only issue is I just took a corner. Kalon Black would be okay, I guess. I'm not a big fan. Well, you know what? No, you know what? Kyle Lewis should be gone by now. We're going with Kyle Lewis. Then we pick again in the 6th. Yeah, this interface is nice, by the way. This is an incredible mock draft sim. I really like this mock draft simulator. Okay, how about a running back here? Ooh, Adam Randall. I think that's the play. Adam Randall's kind of fun. I'm going with it. Wow. They did not like. Man, I got a D plus. Caden McDonald, a D for some reason. I actually got an F for Dalen Everett. Oh, get out of here. Dunny, Denise Sutton. Man, they didn't like any of my picks. That's brutal. I don't know. I think it's a good. I think this would be a nice little draft, man. I don't. I like the interface on PFN, but I don't think they have a great handle for who the best players are in this class. Don't know what to say. Okay, this is FanSpeak. I've used them before. Yeah, we're gonna go fast. All right. Again, no need to worry about this. Okay, guys. Jeremiah Love is here. Should we yeah, there is a limit to the amount of BS that I can tolerate in a mock draft simulator. And having Jeremiah Love at 32 is, yeah, I don't know, Perch. I don't know. Sometimes the mock draft sims are just mean. Okay, I'm going to refresh and do this again and hope it's a little less random. Yeah, Jeremiah Love being there at 32 is like, no, I can't take that seriously. Okay. So, how do people feel about Zion Young? How do people feel about Zion Young at this point? Because I understand that he is a little bit of a character concern for some people. But to me, he is, in terms of the way he plays, such a good fit for this defense. If we got him at 32, I would be totally cool with that. Yeah, Cisse's there too. That's my guy. You know what? Cisse. I got to do him at least once. Ooh, 64, and we can still take Jadarian Price. I think that's probably about as good as you could hope for. So we're just going to go Jadarian Price. I'm not even going to think about it too hard. And by the way, you can't really trade on FanSpeak, at least not the way you would want to. So we're not going to do that. Okay, so here we are in the third. Malik Mohammed, we already took a corner, so we don't need that. Jonah Coleman, we don't need a running back anymore. Not loving this board at this point. I'd like to trade back, honestly, based on what I'm seeing right here. Yeah, I'm not liking this board very much. Maybe Joshua Josephs, but I don't think Josephs is that good. I feel like I'm just reaching for need if I take Josephs. Somebody, I don't know. Bud Clark, actually, could be a good safety and slot corner. I kind of like that better. I actually like Bud Clark a lot. I think he's going to be really good. I like that better than reaching for an edge. I'm going to go with Bud Clark. All right. Now we fast forward a bunch because we don't have anything to trade with anyway. And we can't trade on this simulator. All right, our pick's coming up in a second here. Okay. Seth McGowan would be great, but I don't need another running back. Burton, maybe he could bump over to guard. Tyreek Sapp. I may take Sapp again. I really like Tyreek Sapp. Okay, let's just go. I don't want to overthink it. Okay. So we did good according to the simulator. B minus. Okay. Minor reach for Cisse. Great value for Price. Was a reach on Bud Clark. Edge. Okay, they like that. But again, it's just one of those things where the simulator is always going to reward you for addressing needs, even if you address the needs poorly. That's kind of my thing here. Okay. So that was FanSpeak. And next we have this Draft Simulator A to Z Sports. But before we do that, I do want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of the show. I will be right back. Do you like sports? If you do, then the best way to make them even better and more exciting is using Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks makes daily fantasy simple. Just pick more or less on your favorite players' projections and build lineups with a few taps. Whatever sport you're into, Prize Picks gives you a fun way to stay locked in while you're watching. I've had a great time using Prize Picks so far. It makes this daily fantasy thing so easy and fun, and it even makes watching the games way more exciting. And with the cool social feeds feature, you can share lineups with your friends and even follow partners to tail or fade their picks. Obviously, we're in the NFL offseason right now, but we've got basketball, baseball, hockey, all kinds of other stuff, so don't be afraid to test things out in whatever sport clicks with you. You can even pick multiple sports in the same lineup and sweat everything at once. And don't forget about team picks, where you can pick winners, spreads, and totals on any major game. So, download Prize Picks, America's #1 sports app. And don't forget, code HMA, that is HMA, gives you $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. And remember, always gamble responsibly. Okay. Let's see here. So, I don't think I've used A to Z before. So we're going all 7 fast. Team needs weight. I want to turn down the randomness a little bit because as much as I think this draft could be somewhat random, when you let a simulator be random, they end up doing ridiculous stuff that doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's run. Ooh, I think this is going to be the TJ Parker draft. There's Chris Johnson still here. Colton Hood. Zion Young. Say, yeah, this is just TJ Parker all day. I just really like that dude. I'm just gonna go with TJ Parker. Pause. Okay. Okay. Should we trade up a couple of spots here? I don't see anything that really gets me going to trade up, except for maybe Price. But Price could be there at 64 too. And he is. And I'll tell you, other than I don't see anything that's really popping off the table at me. Mike Washington versus Jadarian Price is an interesting debate, but I guess I'll just go with Price here. It just seems like you've got to go with it. So I'm going to go with Jadarian Price. Okay, 3rd round pick. I kind of want to go Everett again, but you also have Malik Mohammed. He's fun. I think Everett's a better fit for what we do, though, honestly. So I kind of want to just go with Everett again. That's going to become one of my dudes. This is a nice interface, by the way. I like this site. What do I still need? Linebacker, safety, maybe. Jimmy Rolder's kind of intriguing, but I don't know. You know what? He's a Michigan guy. We got to go with the Michigan guy. Trade Milroe for a pick. We're not going to do that. I'd love to, but we're not going to do it. Okay. So TJ Parker, Jadarian Price, Dalen Everett, Jimmy Rolder. I could get behind that. If that's our draft, if we get Price in the late 2nd and we're still coming away with TJ Parker, who I'm a big fan of, yeah, I'm down for that. Dalen Everett, sign me up for this. I like it. Okay, now what is this? ESPN Analytics. Let's go all the way. Light speed. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the players that we have Zion Young, Colton Hood, Chase, Anthony Hill. This might be... Yeah, I think we're going to go Zion Young because we haven't done him yet. I know that there are some worries with Zion Young, but I'm going to go with it. 2nd round. Man, I don't like how this interface gets right up in your face and is like, you have to take these list of play. Oh, I missed Dunker by 1 pick. That would have been kind of nice. I'm tempted to trade down because I'm not enamored with any. Ooh, Mike Washington. You know what? That might be the guy. Keith Abney would be the other guy. I'm going to go with Washington, though. I just don't know how to quit him. Kamari Ramsey, all the way down here at 96. I think that's got to be the guy. He's too valuable for that. I'm going to go with Kamari Ramsey. And now, ooh, Damani Jackson. But wait, who did I already pick? Ooh, I haven't taken a corner yet. Okay, that's easy then. Damani Jackson. So yeah, Zion Young, Mike Washington, Kamari Ramsey, Damani Jackson. Give me a B plus. Yeah, they liked it. The only thing they didn't like is that I didn't do any trades, and trades are kind of a headache right now. Okay, this is PFF. We go 7 rounds. Care for positional value has to be a lot higher than that. Draft for need. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Let's try this one. And this is the last one I have. So this might actually be it. I know it was kind of a shorter stream, but we only have 4 picks. There's a lot less to think about. Okay. This may be the trade down mock because I'm not loving any of this. Maybe Colton Hood. I'm kind of into Zion Young. I think this is going to be the trade down. Yeah, we are definitely going to trade down a little bit here if I can find a taker. Okay, so the Saints want to go 32. So, no, that's not good enough. Well, I can get them to give me all their late round crap. Okay, that seems a little bit unsporting though. So if we're moving back 10 picks, let me check the charts here real quick, guys. So if I go from 32 to 42, that's like 100 points, which is like a late third, early fourth. So that means the 132 isn't good enough. If I go like that, what if I do that? No. Yeah, I used it earlier in this stream, Nathan, actually. Okay. No, that's not very realistic. So what we're going to do is we're going to go the 132. And what else can we get here? Yeah, let's go the other 4th rounder they have as well. And if you throw in 150, you're basically right on the mark. Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to hoard these day 2 picks, which admittedly I'm a little bit shaky on, but let's offer the trade. But I don't really like the way the board fell, so I'm just going to go ahead. Miss Cisse by a couple picks. Okay, I think Colton Hood's going to be the guy here. I like Chris Johnson more, but I already took Chris Johnson in a mock. So in this mock, we're going to go Colton Hood. Let's go with Colton Hood. Okay, so now we can go Denise Sutton again. We can go Mike Washington. Anthony Hill is way down here. I could almost wait till the 3rd round and try to get him. For some reason, PFF doesn't like him. But it's 64. I kind of want to trade down and then just take whoever is left between Denise Sutton and Mike Washington. And Jacksonville is the only team that wants to trade with me. And they don't pick again until 81. Oh, I can't do that. That's brutal. So if I move back 5 spots there, it's about, hold on, 270. So that's 25 points. So that's like a 5th round pick. Okay. That's actually pretty fair. Cool. I didn't lose anything that I really cared about. So now I just have to choose between Denise Sutton and Mike Washington. I'm going to go with Denise Sutton. I'm really confident he'll be good. I'm not as confident about Washington. Okay. Now we're at 96. We still need a running back. We still could use maybe a safety offensive line. We might go Coleman again. Again, I'm not enamored with that, but that might be the best thing we can do. Yeah, I don't like much of anything else here. And he's worth a 3rd round pick all day. Coleman's worth a 3rd round pick. I'll go for it. Okay, so now we're here at 32. We've taken care of the more obvious needs. Let's take a look here. Emmett Johnson is still available, but I'm not a fan of his. He's worth it here, though. We'll come back to that. No, no. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way this board fell. I'm not loving what I'm looking at here, guys. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to be honest. I don't like this very much. This is not really what I was hoping to see here. I don't want to go McGowan, but we don't need another power back. Burton? Maybe you could slide him to guard for a bit, but we tried that before and it didn't work. Let's see if I trade down and can get something. Okay, let's trade back with the Jets. It probably won't give me that much, but let's just pick up 130. That's 8 points. That's 8 points. So that's just going to be like 4 points of value, which is an early. Okay, let's just try to get their 2 7th round picks. Okay, it worked. All right. Now we wait a minute. Hey, Empower Code, what's up? Would you be okay if we drafted Logan Jones? Yeah, sure. We don't necessarily need a center right now, but I like Logan Jones. Man, nothing is jumping out to me. This is not pushing my buttons, guys. This is not buttering my biscuit here, but I'm going to go with Burton and maybe I'm trading Oluwatimi somewhere. Okay, so let's think about some kind of a trade. Let's try to trade Oluwatimi somewhere. Who needs a center? Okay, the Jags will theoretically accept that. I don't want to go too high here because it's like one of those things where I like Isaiah World, but I think he's a tackle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trade Oluwatimi for this 5th round pick. And then I'm going to take Burton. But what do I do at 140 now? Maybe I just take... No, it's still the 4th round. I don't want to take Keenan yet. Austin Barber. Capehart. I'm a fan of Capehart. I kind of want to go that way. And now we pick again at 141. Let's go Keenan. Whatever. Let's just get a nose tackle. God, oh my God, I have to take Singleton now, but I'm stocking up on these running backs that, like, they're not all going to make the team. And let's go, well, Jeremiah Wright could be like a right guard, I guess. Maybe we could trade Haynes and he's the backup behind Bradford. And now I could get Claiborne, but I already took 2 running backs. I mean, it's fine. Don't get me wrong. We did great there, but okay. What else is there? Eli Heidenreich, the fullback from Navy. He's fun. Let's just go. I'm not going to think about it. Oh, wow. I forgot I had this final pick. Ooh, Andre Fuller. We met with him. Let's just go. Wow. I have another pick. What is Taylon Green doing down here, by the way? That's ridiculous. His athleticism alone is going to get him taken by here. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to take Taylon Green. I'll play him at safety. I don't care. Okay, so they love the Colton Hood pick. They really like Denise Sutton. They liked Coleman. Burton's okay. They didn't like Capehart. Keenan's whatever. Singleton, sure, okay. Wow, they hate Taylon Green. What is going on here? Okay. So that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one right there. Okay. So now we've used all 6 of these simulators once. Just to recap for people who maybe are joining late. NFL Mock Draft Database. The mock was Chris Johnson, Giddings Dunker, Jonah Coleman, Tyreek Sapp. That is going to be very close to my fantasy. I'd like to do a little bit better than Coleman at 96, but that's probably about the best you're going to be able to do it back. I'd rather get somebody like a Denise Sutton here and then get Claiborne at 188, but this is very close to like my fantasy. Realistic fantasy anyway. Pro Football Network. We went Caden McDonald, then we traded back and got Denise Sutton, Dalen Everett, Kyle Lewis, the linebacker who probably ends up playing some safety, and Adam Randall at running back. So I like that one too. Not as much. This was FanSpeak. We did Brandon Cisse, Jadarian Price, Bud Clark, and Tyreek Sapp. Strong. Definitely strong. No objection. A to Z Sports, TJ Parker, Jadarian Price, Dalen Everett, Jimmy Rolder. Strong. I like it. I don't know about the Jimmy Rolder thing, but I know he's very raw and he's a Michigan guy, so McDonald might like that. Okay, let me make sure here. Okay, yeah. And this is ESPN Analytics, Zion Young, Mike Washington, Kamari Ramsey, and Damani Jackson. Little bit more ambitious and risky here, like Zion Young in particular has become kind of a tough gamble. But Mike Washington could be the best running back in this class. It wouldn't shock me. Kamari Ramsey, I don't know what he's doing in the 3rd round, but I had to go there. And Damani Jackson, I think should be like a 4th round pick. So if he's there in the 6th, hell yeah. And finally, PFF Simulator. We did a bunch of trading here, as you guys can see. We traded out of the 1st and picked up a bunch of day 3 picks from New Orleans. Got Colton Hood anyway, which that would be good. That's strong. Forget it. Like, yeah. And then I traded back again into the 3rd and picked up a 5th. Got Denise Sutton anyway. Jonah Coleman, Jaeger Burton, and then I traded Oluwatimi for a 5th round pick because I didn't need him anymore because of Burton. I traded my 4th round pick to move down 8 spots and picked up some 7th rounders because I didn't like the board. Capehart, Keenan, Nicholas Singleton. This one kind of goes off the rails, I will admit, but I embrace. I have the right to go off the rails sometimes. Keenan, Singleton, Jeremiah Wright, Eli Heidenreich, Andre Fuller, and Taylon Green. So that's just kind of like the, both barrels. Trade as much as you can, take as many random shots as you can, because it's not a good draft. And there is some wisdom to the idea of taking like 11 players in a draft that's not good, because the odds of you finding somebody good are low, so you may as well give yourself more opportunities. But I think my best one's this one. I think that this would be the best one. Chris Johnson, Dunker, Coleman, Sapp. I am pretty enamored with what I did there. And yeah, I think that is going to do it for this stream. I know it was just an hour long, but like I said, we don't have enough picks for a long mock draft party stream. So I like the PFF mock. I mean, I do like it. It's just kind of messy because, like, Capehart is probably not going to make the team, or Keenan's not going to make the team. Heidenreich might not make the team. Fuller may not make the team. Taylon Green, unless he converts to another position, won't make the team. But it's just one of those things where I like the players. I just understand that on this team, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, so anything else we should go over before we wrap up here? On my screen, we have been streaming for close to an hour, so we're wrapping up. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring the show as they do. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out. The database one, which one was that? Oh, yeah. That was this one. Yeah. So just kind of going all over the place, trying to find different solutions here. But thank you for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow for the draft. Go Hawks. Everyone have a great day. And let's nail it, guys. Let's do something good here. Let's try to be a little bit more ambitious than just Jadarian Price in the first. Let's go for it a little bit here. All right. Go Hawks.